planning a Mexican Riviera trip on the NCL Bliss for 2022. We'll fly to LAX, then head to the San Pedro Pier to board the ship. One of the reasons for Haven Class is getting on the ship. When you're trying to check in almost 5,000 passengers, it creates long lines and long waiting time. People were waiting in line up to 2 hours or more. Some of the passengers got a little crazy. With Haven check-in, you skip the lines. They have food and drinks for you while you're checking in, and your check-in time is very quick. They escort you to your stateroom. Our room was very nice with a king-size bed, big screen TV, and a bar. Nancy liked the bathtub and the double sink. There was a bottle of champagne and a fruit bowl waiting for us. Every day a little something to munch on, as if there's not enough food already. I ate it all. They were very good. Well, time to set sail. The itinerary for this cruise is Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, and Cabo San Lucas. 3 of my favorite ports. The Bliss is quite a ship. They have a water slide that takes you out over the water and a full racetrack on the top of the ship. Unbelievable. Well, back to the Haven. The private lounge is fantastic. The view is unbelievable. If you're hungry, always something to snack on. You also have a private bar just for Haven guests, and the drinks are included. It has a great lounge and your own private pool. Or you could go down to the public area. Nancy and I prefer this. Well, it's time for lunch. The Haven is the private restaurant on the NCL Bliss for Haven Class. It's located on deck 18. When you enter, white tablecloths and great views. We were seated at a table at the window. The view was fantastic, and it's different in every port or out to sea. Our friends Shafiq and Julia joined us. Nancy started with the beer as she looked over the menu. A bread basket to start with. Lobster bisque. It was fantastic. Every day they have a different chilled soup. Nancy liked it. Smoked salmon with chilled dill and potato soup. Jalapenos with the cucumber avocado soup. Cobb salad was very good. Tuna niçoise. The caprese. All the salads were fantastic. The cold cut and cheese board. Lots of salami and prosciutto. Pâté made with pork and an assortment of cheeses. Salad and bread basket with our cold cut and cheese board. Also a frito misto. It came with the marinara sauce to dip in. The sandwich and burgers were unbelievable. We started with the brie burger. Lettuce, tomatoes, caramelized onions, and topped with a slice of brie. It came with a side of fries in a basket. It was cooked at perfect medium rare. I downed it in a few bites. It was very good. The next sandwich was a prime rib French dip on a French roll with au jus, and it came with a side of fries. It was huge. They did not skimp on the meat. I grabbed the sandwich, gave it a dip, and took a bite. It was so good, I ate the whole thing. A sesame crusted fish sandwich. It came with aioli and arugula on a pretzel bun. The fish was cooked perfectly. They brought the main courses. We started with linguine and clams. Lots of clams and sun-dried tomatoes. The pasta was cooked perfect, al dente. A little twirl and down in one bite. It was good. Roasted chicken with the rosemary sauce on a bed of asparagus and spinach. It came with roasted new potatoes. Seared scallops. They were pan-seared with forest mushrooms, zucchini, and a porcini cream sauce. Roasted salmon with lobster sauce. Mussels, fennel on a bed of pureed potatoes. Grilled double-cut pork chops. It came with roasted potatoes and kale on a pool of pork demi-glaze. Save the best for last, dessert. We filled the table. First, the carrot cake. It was moist and came with a cream cheese frosting. Yum. Fresh marinated berries. Or berries with macadamia nut ice cream. Added a few raspberries. They were fresh and fantastic. Walnut and macadamia nut brownies with vanilla ice cream. The banana custard tart with bruleed fresh bananas. It was one of the best desserts we've had. Nancy had no trouble with this one. She ate the whole thing. To end our eating adventure, French press coffee. The Haven lunch was first class. The food and service was fantastic. We headed up to the Haven deck. The lounge area is very private. Nancy and I grabbed one, ordered a glass of wine, and just relaxed. Right across from us was the hot tubs. They actually hang over the water. As the sun was setting, time to go back to the room and get ready for dinner. Tonight they were having a wine pairing dinner. It was hosted by Michael and Isabel Mondavi. They had a private meet and greet for the Haven guests with Michael. He signed a bottle of wine for Nancy and a quick picture. We all met at the cellar for a little wine before dinner. They had an extensive wine cellar. Well, time for dinner. They introduced the chef, the cellar master, and Michael and Isabel Mondavi.
Last but not least, our winemaker host, Mr. Michael Mondavi.
They started setting up the first course. Tri-colored beets, fresh goat cheese, and a truffle dressing. It was paired with spellbound Chardonnay. They brought the next course, jumbo lump crab cakes on a pool of tartar sauce and lemon. It was simple but delicious. It was also paired with a Chardonnay. The third course, cioppino, lobster, shrimp, scallops, clams, mussels, all in a tomato lobster broth with a rustic baguette. They paired this course with Isabel Mondavi's Pinot Noir. The main course was Black Angus New York strip steak. It was served with asparagus and it was cooked to a perfect medium rare. The wine for this course was a Cabernet Sauvignon. Steak and Cabernet. Hard to beat that pairing. Last but not least, dessert. Dark chocolate mousse cake with chocolate sorbet and salted caramel popcorn. It was served with Emblem Chardonnay from Napa Valley. A cup of coffee is good with dessert, but a glass of wine is fantastic. The wine pairing dinner was an adventure in dining. When we got back to the room, a little dog on the bed. Tomorrow, Puerto Vallarta. As we were getting off the ship, a group picture. We headed into town to do a little sightseeing and shopping. They have lots of tourist shops, but we like the down and dirty booths along the river. You can really bargain there. It was really hot that day. Nancy and I knew a little spot where you could get dollar beers.
I took a picture of one of the locals on our way to get our dollar beers.
It used to be a little bar that had dollar beers and local Mexican food.
They said they still had the dollar beers. A great view of the river from our table.
I went to the back wall to look where we signed it 3 years ago. It was still there. Lots of beers, lots of fun, and great music. He really got into it. And that's when we all signed the wall. Vicky needed help to find a good spot to sign. She thanked Greg for the help. We headed back to the beach for a little lunch. We stopped at the Oasis Bay. Oasis Bay is on the beach in Puerto Vallarta.
Lou and Joanne joined us.
A few cold Coronas with lime.
Red and green salsa with chips.
It was house-made. Very good.
The catch of the day was on ice.
We had a great view from our table.
The kitchen was small and kind of primitive.
The boys were hard at work fixing our order.
Richard and I had the chicken and beef enchiladas.
They came with rice.
And refried beans.
We made short order of them. They were really good.
Next we tried the chili relleno.
A fresh poblano pepper, roasted and peeled.
Stuffed with the local cheese.
The sauce was made with dried chilies and drizzled with crema fresca.
A little guacamole and rice. It was very good. We ate it all.
Now that's a table of food. Oasis Bay was fantastic. The food was great. Well, back to the ship. Time for margaritas at Margaritaville. They have lots of specialty restaurants on the ship. But tonight, the Haven dinner. Haven is the private restaurant for Haven class on NCL Bliss. We took a look at the menu. It looked good. Started with buttered lettuce and pancetta salad. It had pistachios and olives with a creamy Dijon vinaigrette. Next, a colossal shrimp cocktail with avocado. It came with the Remy Martin cocktail sauce. I added my shrimp to the buttered lettuce salad, a little balsamic, red wine vinegar, and olive oil for the dressing. It was fantastic. Ahi tuna poke and a sesame seed salad, topped with a quail egg. Perfect. Beef tartare with microgreens and shoestring fries. The quail egg added richness to the dish. A butternut squash soup with duck confit. Nancy could have eaten a second serving. It was very good. Seared Sonoma duck breast, black mission fig au jus, roasted apples and potatoes. It was just a little overcooked for my taste, but the flavors were outstanding. The rack of lamb was cooked perfect. It came with the rosemary au jus, potatoes, green beans wrapped with bacon. It was delicious. Beef short ribs on polenta. It came with asparagus and mushroom cream sauce. It was fork tender and very good. Nancy ordered the prime rib. It was cooked at perfect rare and one of the biggest servings we've ever had. It seemed like it kept growing. It came on a pool of au jus. It came with a baked potato and seasoned vegetables. Dessert, a chocolate mousse with crumbles and a dark chocolate wheel and mint on top. Mine had a strawberry on it. It was very decadent. I think Nancy liked hers. A chocolate mousse cake with fresh berries topped with a scoop of vanilla ice cream and an almond brittle. It was a fantastic way to end dinner. Tomorrow, Mazatlan. Of course, another group picture. A little sightseeing and a stop downtown. Everything from fruit carts to local markets. Greg found a new friend. Of course, we took a picture. Well, time for a little lunch. Nancy and I knew of a little restaurant, El Cid's. We grabbed a table and ordered local beer and margaritas. They have the freshest fish. The waiter brought it out for us to take a look at. They cooked it, and we ate it, with handmade tortillas and a little rice and beans. This was all that was left. We ate the whole thing. Well, time to head back to the ship. We stopped at the Gold Zone along the beach for a little more shopping. Once we got to the port, time for a little rest stop at the Green Bar.
It's a little outdoor bar and restaurant.
We grabbed a table and ordered a bucket of Coronas.
Joanne ordered a Coke.
Our waiter brought the Coke and put it on his hand.
I tried to take it, but it was stuck to his hand.
Are you trying to take it off his hand?
He was good. And fresh salsa.
It was good.
It was hot, but the beer was ice cold.
We had some local entertainment.
The whole family danced for us.
The little boy was good.
When we paid the bill, the
nothing, it's a good bill, but sometimes it's afraid. You take the bill, it's a fake bill.
wow, you gotta be kidding me.
That's pretty damn good.
Blow. Then put the bill with him.
I guess it was okay.
Yeah, he made our change disappear.
No way. It was a fun time.
Well, back on the ship, there's lots to do. The Havens Club private deck, where you can just sit and relax, or go in the hot tub. Have a drink at one of the mini bars, or sit and just enjoy a glass of wine. Dinner at one of the specialty restaurants. From lobster to rack of lamb, it's all fantastic. Maybe a little gambling after dinner, or a show. Dancing at the disco. Then a late night walk around the ship. Then it's time for bed. Tomorrow, Cabo San Lucas. They bring you in by tender. With Haven Class, you don't have to wait in line. As you walk through the harbor, lots of shops and restaurants. There's always somebody trying to sell you souvenirs.
We jumped on a taxi bike and headed to the Monkey Cave bar.
Here we are.
It's just a little outside bar on the street.
Joanne and Lou joined us and we met some new friends.
The bartender showed us the tequila they use in their margaritas.
Joanne and Nancy grabbed a couple of monkeys.
Here is one of their famous margaritas. If you remove your panties, they will hang them up for you and you get a free margarita.
Wow, the whole ceiling is covered.
It was really a fun place to spend a warm afternoon in Cabo San Lucas.
We headed to Cabo Wabo. Cabo is located in downtown Cabo San Lucas in Baja, Mexico.
We stopped at Cabo Wabo for a margarita. It was very hot in Mexico that day.
They brought us to our table, lots of color on the walls.
Our waiter brought us our margaritas. Dickie and Annie joined us.
To make a Cabo Wabo margarita, 2 shots of Cabo Wabo tequila, 1 ounce of fresh lime juice, splash of Grand Marnier, that's optional. Combine all the ingredients in a shaker with ice. Shake several times, strain it, and pour into a salt-rimmed margarita or martini glass, whatever you have on hand.
Of course they were great.
We started walking back towards the port and decided to have a little lunch. Los Claros is located in Cabo San Lucas. It's a little hut with no doors or windows. The sign says the best seafood tacos in town, so we wanted to try it out. They have a little bar as you walk in. We ordered a Corona and grabbed a table behind an opening in the wall. It was small, but they made it work. While they were fixing our tacos, we got a little show at our table.
Aquí en Los Cabos, chiquitita, hoy nomás. Número 14 que se encuentran en la flor. Ay, 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 está apretada, pongo a pensar.
Well, lunch came. The Salsa Bar was one of the biggest I've ever seen. They live up to their sign, best seafood tacos in town. Well, back on the ship and heading home. What a trip. What an adventure. If you have any questions, go to our website at www.travelwithrichardandnancy.com or contact Jack at Driftaway Travel.